Welcome to another episode of Sports and Songs Podcast. This is a bonus midweek episode. Topic today, Minnesota baseball teams in the Roy Hobbs World Series in Florida. Today we're going to cover the tournaments that are going on for ages 35 and above and also 45 and above. Today is October 28th, 2021. I'm your host, Dan. We've covered this on a prior episode, but in Florida, 2021 Roy Hobbs World Series registered teams are the following. They do this every year. It's the 33rd year. The number behind the top row there, like veterans, is the number of teams registered. 35 teams are the veterans, which also happens to be age 35 and plus. The Masters has 62 teams. That's 45 plus. And you can see they're going forward the number of teams in the various tournaments. Here's the full schedule. Basically 4 straight weeks of tournaments in Fort Myers, Florida, senior men's baseball. Today's focus is just going to be these two buckets, veterans and the Masters. Veterans completed last week. We're in the process of the Masters right now. Roy Hobbs World Series actually has their own website page. There's ways to get down here, book your lodging, how to register, the schedule, results. Everything is right there at royhobbs.com. Now today's episode is going to be focusing on the 35 and older. So of all the teams coming down here, there's 35 of them for age 35 plus. There are 5 Minnesota related teams. Two of them are in the 4A bracket. You can see the number 1 Minnesota Web Gems finished 4-0 in the veterans. And if you look on the far right hand side, RA means runs against. They use that as a tiebreaker in this tournament if you have same records. So you try to win your games, of course, but you're also trying to give up the fewest runs against. The Oilers are the number 5 seed. They went 3-1 but gave up 21 runs. Top 8 go to the Veterans Division Tournament. This was last week. That is a double elimination tournament. Now if we scroll down here to the bottom section, the Veterans 3A is a single elimination tournament with 16 teams. You lose, you're out. Lakeville Lobos went into the tournament 5-0, and we call that the pool play. They played 5 games, won them all. Basically only gave up 9 runs. And down there is a bucket called RA4. That's runs against in 4 of the 5 games that you played. Each team is allowed to throw out their worst game as far as runs given up. Throw out your outlier, and then you've got that. So for seeding purposes, they just do your 4 best games. Lobos 5-0 before the tournament started. And at the bottom I've got listed there, it says standings prior to the 35 plus brackets being announced. So look at those 5 games in. Everyone will know where they're at here. Minnesota Blenders and Minnesota Bulldogs both went 2-3 and gave up 17 and 23 runs respectively. But there's the 16 teams. They'll put the bracket together and it's single elimination. They've already got that extra game played. Everyone in the tournament is guaranteed 6 games, so that's why that first bracket at the top 4A is actually a double elimination. Here's how the 5 teams did in Roy Hobbs 35 plus ended last week. Lakeville Lobos had that 5-0 record for 3A tournament. They lost in the first round. Those 3A tournaments are elimination games. You lose, you are done. So they got to the tournament after going undefeated and got beat right away. Minnesota Blenders lost in the finals. They went all the way to the finals of the 3A playoffs. Got beat by a team called the Tidewater Drillers, 10-1. Minnesota Bulldogs lost in the very first round of the 3A playoffs. They were done right away. Minnesota Web Gems got into the 4A playoffs. They lost both games. Double elimination, they lost them both and were done. And the Oilers, formerly called the HPK Oilers, won 1 and lost 2 in the 4A playoffs. So 35 teams ages 35 and over from all over the nation. Minnesota had 5 of those teams. That's how they finished. Now this week pool division 45 and over tournament. All week it's 45 and over teams. Only 62 teams in it. Minnesota sent 3 teams to this tournament. The Minnesota Bandits, highlighted on the left, currently 4-0 after their first 4 games. Only gave up 17 runs. Minnesota Diamonds are 3-1. Gave up 30 runs. And then down at the bottom, St. Paul Senators bringing up the rear with an 0-4 record and gave up 59 runs in 4 games. Those are the 3 teams. I believe the brackets will be announced tonight for the tournament. Senators will be in that low bracket playing against other teams with similar records. Minnesota Diamonds and Minnesota Bandits will probably both be in that 3A tournament, which is single elimination. Thursday is the off day, the 28th, which is today. Tournament starts on the 29th, single elimination. 16 teams will go to that. They'll do the seedings tonight. You lose, you go home. You keep winning, you have a chance to play 4 more games. Saturday is the championship. The following week, the next round of teams come in. I believe I've seen something that said for this 4-week tournament, 4,500 players will be involved in this Florida tournament over a 4-week span. A lot of teams. A lot of teams come from all over. There's other countries that come as well, but mainly it's the United States. Remember to follow us on our Facebook account, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and our blog spot. Once again, today is October 28th. My name is Dan. Thanks for listening.